Alrighty, let's get to it. Our sword needs to be sharpened. And then some. Are you feeling it now? Are you feeling it now? Well then, let's not hold too much. There's much to do. There is much to do after downloading this update here. But I'm so totally considering taking a day off today. So totally considering it. Really. Like, why not? I got some hours. I can live a little bit. Life is not supposed to be all work and all that jazz. All work and no play makes me a sad boy. I don't want to be sad. Now let's see what we got on the agenda as far as like stuff to unlock. Yeah, that should be fine. Oh yeah, I could also get the Chuon-kun too. Hey, welcome back. Yeah, it really has been a bit. More so, I've been having some. Well, I haven't like doing a lot of other games that aren't like Project Moon related, so I guess that probably explains as to why you haven't seen me as much as far as that is concerned. But of course, anything new as far as story related is concerned, I would be more than happy to just dive into that. That said, I have been kind of going at it with Cyberpunk, and that's been really fun so far. But yeah, I've been kind of like trying to get back into the swing of things as far as like the other games are concerned. Though something we'll have to give somewhere down the line. I've been on YouTube for a couple days. I guess everybody's been kind of busy. I mean, school's kind of wrapping up for some places. I know people already in college are pretty much doing their job hunting if they already graduated, so there's that. But yeah. But rest easy, Honglu's big ass forehead. That never fails to make me laugh. Never fails. But let's get into the fathoms and get to the meat and potato stuff, what we need to do here. I could probably change out Heathcliff for something. I don't have any identities that would be ideal for poise, so we could throw in a Kurokuma just for funsies. I think, yeah, Mal does have, yeah, she does. Yeah, we can probably rock this. Just gotta be faster. I think it's Maltus that does have a more pointed direction as far as unopposed attacks, so we could keep that in the tuck. Check a tie. Passive. Now let me see. Maybe I could actually get something from him. I do have enough thread, right? I could probably buy some. Yeah, why not? 95. Swap out this for XY association. Could also get a Raya shoot too. I could. Oh, I was just about to make a mistake. I was just about to make a mistake. Okay. Right now, this might actually be a very funny thing to do. But we're also gonna have to replace Garden of Thorns with Unbrilliant Glory. Hey, welcome, Bana. It's been a while. Wait a minute. Good God. Alright, now let me see. Let me see if I can actually make this work. I'm busy with a project. A project? Well, that's interesting. What have you been up to lately? Well, first of all, what kind of project? Let me here. I'm surprised they didn't actually uptie this thing. I don't know. Drag. Right now we can. Camerates. Alright, now I can actually make this work. This, whatever this fuck-ass team could possibly be. But I think it might be the best possible case scenario if I ever have to run into the worst case scenario of, sword, I'm gonna die. If that's how everyone's been living, then my life's... my photographs too. So, this is S-Corp 2, right? It is. Reminiscent of my homeland, but the sights are much too hideous compared to what rests in my memories. Hideous was apt. We emerged from the entrance of the dungeons into S-Corp streets. What greeted us was a distorted and eerie scenery I wouldn't be surprised to find in S-Corp. An S-Corp themed haunted mansion. It's a place hardly fit for human habitation, far more dilapidated than once expected. Thou sayest that the people inhabit these lands for truth? Really? I think it's a cool vibe. Why is my foot? I don't think I'll be able to get a wink of sleep here. The lives of the downtrodden were beset by 1,000 woes and tenfold more struggles. And the streets they inhabit reflect that reality. Many times I contemplated in consternation how the folk here had even had the will to live on. The child had begun to haunt Kim's face still lingered there as he looked around. The project is a paper and cardboard replica of funeral dead butterflies and solemn. The coffin and the guns, or just the coffin? The distortion reveals the fathoms of those that gaze into, as Kim said. Perhaps his eyes could be reflected in Kim's eyes. On the days when the skies were spotless blue and without orders from the counselor, I was together the roof with a choga and feel it rustle beneath my back as I lay upon it. I thought it might be a respite. I thought it to be a respite solely mine. In this mirrored world, another has walked here before my arrival. I joined him in looking up at the thatched roof of the choga. Beneath it, Wicked tunnel have I passed, and I witness myself before the one who shall strike the head from my torso. There's a figure standing tall next to the building, staring defiantly up toward the man on the straw roof. Im-gyong-yeop. Are you home? Are you home, I asked. What a strange visitor I have. Why not call at the front gate if you come seeking the master of the house? Be not like a dog barking up the wrong tree. It's unbecoming. A dog? Really now? I can see you up there, lounging on the roof. I'm not going to speak to the door like I'm blind. Has the spell of some sort befallen on the day? Such an odd occurrence transpired, twice successive. The work of a bewitching spirit, I must say. What's so bewitching about checking in on someone? Isn't it odd? The high and noble military commissioner of our esteemed corporation would come in person to simply check in on the lowly mercenary affairs. On how lowly mercenary affairs? You know me? She certainly knows her jests. She marches forward, vested in war strider armor, and expects no violence. She wields a two-handed great blade like a demonic yaksha. She harbors no hostile intent. Why, who else might she be but the military commissioner Young-yeop, the principal of the famed Im family? You are certainly in the habit of speaking in hyperbole. I'm not so noble that I deserve to be complimented with such epithets so grand as the principal. Not a compliment, you see, Commissioner. This is a rhetorical technique known as backhanded compliment, in which I damn you with praise, for you are so bound by your precious principles that you would rather be unreasonable than betray them. Does an officer ranked second ordnance have no wit to engage in such banter? Why am I out of line, as I say? You two are friends, right? This is our first meeting, so no, not at that precise moment. No, I'm just saying that if I were her, I wouldn't have ever let myself become friends with you after such a bad first impression. I can't imagine even becoming friends with someone who keeps pushing my butt. Is she? You know better than to just lie like that, right? Maybe, but people do find friendship in such personalities if they have a taste for prickliness. You got a friend in us, don't you? Fine, you have a point. I guess you have a habit of pushing people's buttons too. See? As long as we come together on this particular avenue of being truthful about ourselves, we won't lie to ourselves and anybody else around us, now would we, Ishmael? Everyone's down to watch past count to 7, so she'll catch up on the lore in a month or two. And coffin. Okay. But I'm pretty sure that, well, as long as there's like nothing being stuffed into the coffin, that should be fine. But I can imagine doing a coffin out of like paper and cardboard could be tough to do. Or it should be easy as long as kind of measure things out. It's not like Graves, Beyond the Graves coffin from Gungrave, where it just has like, it's a rounded design with like a skull just pretty much emblazoned onto it, so it's gonna be a little bit tough to actually just make it work. But still, I hope you're not seriously comparing the way I talk to the sassy, gotcha-digging, pun-riddled. Well, the world we live in is a vast and diverse one. Consider yourself lucky that you're surrounded by so many quirky characters. It's because of that same luck that she took the joke rather well, rather than respond by trying to cut off my head. You are out of line. But I knew you would be, so I won't take issue with it. Though I must admit, the rumors of your sharp tongue do you no justice. The streets speak of a man they call Kim Lib. A man who once intended to pursue the path of the brush, while he realized the sins of his forefathers and exiled himself to the back streets. Yet with the sheer power of will, gritted teeth, and scarred heart, did he find the path of the sword another way into the nest, as the right state councilor's sworn guard at that. That's you, isn't it? All those superlatives. Yet the reality is that I merely found the path of man-butchery as a viable way of life. Direct any confidence you have toward the right state councilor, if you will. I am but a butchering blade that happened to fall into the right hands. Not a compliment, just a word on the street. Ah, you're a quick learner. And spare me the fancy reading of my name. Watching you pretend that pompous posturing comes naturally is painful enough already. Keep it simple and spell it as bamboo-hatted Kim, thank you. And does he continue to veer away from the line? I'd rather be a corpse cold and dead than stay in line. Have a shred of mercy on me, almighty one. If I'd come all the way just to punish you for every little misdeed and ill manners, I would have laid you out and split you in two. 3 ways before this riveting dialogue brought us this far. So, feel safe to continue trapezing outside the line. But in return, would you answer a few of my questions? I've been watching you from a distance for a while now, and really, stalking someone's not very principled of you. You sure she didn't give you a good wallop after that? Oh, really a mystery, isn't it? Besides, she did give me free rein to continue trapezing outside the line. I couldn't in good conscience turn down such offers of kindness. Not that I ever do. You sure have a way with words. A way of finding your way under the listener's skin, huh? Perhaps, yet, are such japes not to be expected among fellowships of close mutual bond. They don't look like friends yet, though. So, care to tell us why she's been watching you? I was engaged in the age-old pastime of throwing rocks. Just throwing rocks at people. Oh, you speak of the game of Sukujon? Sukujon? Save them for the festivities of Dana. I was throwing a rock at passers-by. Faiandi, that's a wrong deed, good sir. I suppose it is. People at Pipio and Sal in particular found it to be distasteful. They did not let their discontent be hidden. But the P and the downtrodden cheered me on to a degree. They found it cathartic. Oh, curious. That is a right deed or a deed not right? Pipio? Sal? Whatever that is thou describing. It's a well-known truth that S-Corp is also known by its other name, Sal Pipio Argon Industries. Agriculture. Owing specializing in the general agriculture and livestock industry of the city, the vastness and the depths of its responsibilities have necessitated such divisions of labor. Thus, District 9 is split into 3 court circles responsible for the different aspects of the industry: Sal, P, and Pipio, each meaning flesh, blood, and bone respectively. Sal, responsible for the cultivation of rice and other grains. Pipio, responsible for meats and livestock. And P, in charge of the technological aspects of both. As a scientist and a researcher who once told at S-Corp, you must have felt the persecution the P faced firsthand. It's believed that the Trinity was designed for balance, that they will provide assistance when requested and keep one another in check when needed. It was once a promise to cultivating a fair and sustainable S-Corp. Alas, the noble intentions of yesteryear now lie sullied. The Trinity now degraded to 3 quarreling bands of profiteers blinded by avarice, relying not on honor but betrayal and perfidy to claim the top of the triangle. An adherent of the flesh claims the position of the chief state councilor and monopolizes rights as the common folk starve. An adherent of the bone, once a right state councilor, toadies to Sal and rises to the seat of the left state council. Such a shameless conspiracy permits not the common folk to even till the land as they please. Much cries of suffering fill the streets. Thus, the common folk are reduced to livestock bleeding out, hanging from a hook, while bone and flesh collude like that of emaciated dead. Who shall claim the severance of flesh and bone and force them both to yield? An oft-heard poem when walking the streets of Escort. And the people whom thou have targeted with thine rocks they weren't people. Rats. Rats? Oh yes. The counselor finds rats detestable. Much rather than stop them from a distance if you want to crush them. By any chance do these rats have a habit of sneaking into the royal courts and better pilfer what common folk rightly deserve? I guess they only suffer from a severe case of kleptomania. Stop collecting your rats. So you purposely threw a rock at his feet to trip him up to the ground, knowing that he was a klepto-rat? A kleptocrat? Well, I simply could not help but reach as such in the presence of scurrying rats. Is that what you find funny? Speak if you do. I could use a good laugh about now. Just heartily expressing my gratitude, that is all. Those whose corruptions revealed ought to be readily receive the scarlet aura bonds. The gall to scamper away with their expensive prosthetics. I'm more than having some trouble apprehending them until now. Oh, if that's your intent, you are invited to leave a token of gratitude somewhere in the vicinity. Perhaps I'll happen to pick it up. Wouldn't want to get thrown into the dungeons teeming with real vermin. Oh, I was going to do just that. So when you'll stop being a sword and be human again? What? When do you clock out? The way I see it, you're not the kind of person who will ever let a drop of liquor get to his tongue while on duty on the right state counselor. Return to this choga when you're human again. I'll buy you a drink as thanks. Ha! She's a funny one, Yeah, this is definitely Raven for sure, without a shred of a doubt. Mentor, and this fellow you had often mentioned fondly was... Correct. Haven't I mentioned a few times as a drinking fellow I had left behind in Escort? I must say, I found that relationship most intriguing. That of a military commissioner of the South faction would fraternize with the bodyguard of the right state counselor. Was it the PE faction? Still, I knew not that fellow was none other than the military commissioner of S-Corp. I think his eyes have gone wide in shock, her voice raising unconsciously. It is news to me that you have had ties with a second-rate official, a military officer with high command over high-ranking employees of the wing at that. Well, I was in the service of the right state counselor, who was the first ordinance, you know. Well, that might be true, yet you would like to know why I, such a powerful friend by my side, ended up in exile from Escort. Yes, your silence over matters of such great importance is why I have come to introduce you to the others as a reticent one, Mentor. We had made the Blade lineage a home for Escort. I filled no home for us but the lineage. But you, Mentor, I would rather show than tell. Let's proceed, shall we? This enchanted place seems to have intended on unearthing all of my past, both savory and unsavory. All shall be revealed in due time. King looked around with a twinge of loneliness in his eyes before moving on. He followed without a word. Okay. A fork in the road. Powerful gusts, smell of blood, and it's about the entire sun. One neck of the harsh one. Alright. Clashing swords. Red tassel.
어떤 조직 놈들인지 면면 좀 받을까?
敵に変化が見られます。
About not putting anything in the coffin. We put her brother in there for about an hour yesterday. Or, well, I did. Did he ask to be in the coffin? Well, I guess we'll probably get to that point eventually.
죄를 새겨주겠어.
림버스 컴퍼니の皆さんとご一緒できて本当に嬉しいです。
One-sided.
시연합니다.
Jesus! Okay, Kim, we're rocking out. I see.
살을 빼어.
우와, 지금 완전 삼촌들이랑 공호대 같았어.
이루어질 수 없는 희망도, 추락해 흔적조차 남지 않은 희망도 모두 나의 바람이었듯이, 저기 건넨 도움 또한 도움이
뺀다.
되지.
4월을 건다.
このまま行けば敵を食い止められます。
너무 세게 맞은 건 아니야.
귀와 요격! 떨굴 수밖에.
Obliterated.
포기하지 마.
귀와 요격! 떨굴 수밖에.
완벽한 승리야. 방망 시원한 걸. 정답이에요.
거기까지. 위험 요소 제거.
차포잡이다. 예상한 것보다 움직임이 더 좋구나.
와, 엄청난 공격이었어.
Oh,
기념할
you
만한
are
걸.
so fucked, buddy. I'm sorry for you. Enjoy your execution, though.
뭐 차지기야!
Oh, look at him showing off.
엄마와 함께 이곳저곳
Well, this actually makes the ball count for this actually pretty exciting.
언젠가
I'm gonna look forward to that.
그 중에서 가장 멋진 곳에 나를 데려갈 수 있게.
Glutton Pride. A bike shell water dropper.
선배분들이 잘 가르쳐주신 덕이죠.
It gains assist defense, set out gains 2 damage up and 2 protection. Only applies to the number one. Okay. We could probably change that. Okay, no, this only happens for the number one. I could probably put this on Angdu then, since she does actually get speed pretty fast.
어머, 부탁드려요.
쟤네 고기라도 먹은 것처럼 기운이 솟잖아.
죄를 새겨주겠어.
That's like pretty aggressive, man.
여기 깜짝 선물을 준비했어요.
아, 직접 만든 옷입니까?
제가 만든 멋쟁이 옷을 입고 어트랙션을 즐겨보세요.
I think stacking my slot, but that can make it work.
このままいけば敵を食い止められます。
귀와 요격.
깨달음을 얻으시
포기하지 마시게.
모자를 쓰고 있는 향비에겐 방망이를 탁 정답이에요.
위험 요소 제거.
방금 전에는 굉장했다고. 베르겔 그 인간도 이건 인정할걸?
타겟 포착. 1시간.
너무 세게 맞은 건 아니.
떨고 수밖에. 귀와 요격. 떨고 수밖에.
God.
차포잡이라. 예상한 것보다 움직임이 더 좋다.
마침표를.
위험 요소 제거.
와, 엄청난 공격이었어. 기념할 만한걸? 방금 전에는 굉장했다고. 베르겔 그 인간도 이건 인정할걸?
Yeah, she built up speed like crazy.
죄를 새겨주겠어.
굉장한 활약이네요. 뭐야? 신복 제대로 쓰러져?
여기 또 한 명의 멋있는
제거.
해결사가 나왔군요.
지금처럼 엄마와 함께 이곳저곳을 다니며
뭔가 사고
많은
아닐지.
기억을 쌓아줘.
저렇게 볼품없이 쓰러질
언젠가
거면
그 중에서 가장 멋진 곳에 나를 데려갈 수 있게.
Oh yeah, they also have the announcer too. So I can actually hear Grandpa Howdy Kim's voice.
등롱을 밝혀 앞길을 열어라.
No, be. My life is... the experiences, the memories that I've recorded are different. Oh, hey, we're back here. Alas. Kim came to a stop with a grim look on his face. Again, I returned to this day. His voice had dropped to the same morose pitch we had heard before. Mentor, I've been here before. Ah, have you? Had a peek into my memories when it distorted, did you? I must say, it's a bit embarrassing to have my deepest, darkest secrets revealed like that. Kim grinned sheepishly as though to clear the air, but it was becoming rather clear to me what he was doing. His flippant demeanor and seemingly devil-may-care attitude were but a mask to hide the true darkness in his heart. And this must be... right. The right state counselor's estate. Someone whom I had once protected. Thought was worth protecting. Watch out, I can do. Take a tall step over or you might trip. Huh? Ugh. The bodies splayed about the yard, and I couldn't dare start counting them. I felt faint watching the aftermath of the carnage. Some were decapitated, some of their torsos split diagonally, some of them were so mangled that they could hardly even tell which parts of who belonged to who. Are they not retainers of the royal court? What are they doing at the council? Oh. Were they killed by the assassins? Assassins did infiltrate the estate, yes. You're looking at what remains of them. I had but a moment of glimpse of it. I clearly remember what S-Corp's logo I saw in Kim's Fathoms looked like. The hats these corpses are, or were wearing, are adorned with the same logo. So why is Bamboo-Hatted Kim calling them assassins? In this corrupt land, the Right State Council's life was always precarious as a candlelight in a tempest. Such is the fate of all those who have the guts to speak the truth in this court, where positions of influence are hoarded by corrupt sycophants who just chokehold on power's ironclad. The most prominent among them, the left state councilor, with the chief state councilor's blessings, sought to wield his own private army to silence forever the tongues of those who would advocate against the corrupt. Private army? But they're prohibited in our homeland. It's kind of like how the Grey House of H-Corp each had their own armies. H-Corp? That is similar to what is happening, but not exactly. If S-Corp circumstances were to be explained in plainer terms, it would be akin to a situation in which a company, whose employees outwardly appear to be working for the same side, is in the fractured within, with certain departments pledging allegiance to a different individual than the chief executive. But assassins there have been in the past, at least were masks to hide their allegiance. I thought no different, though with assassins significantly less invested in maintaining their disguises. I realized that I had just placed my stone inside the tiger's maw. Looking around the yard, the team of assassins, I recall thinking it was just odd how many of them they had sent. All the left state council's power had grown to rumor like that of the king. I should have realized how ridiculous such a brazen attempt on the life of one triumvirate councilors of the world court would have been. Foolish. I can't. I failed you, counselor. There were simply too many of them. So they had decided that tonight was the night they would finally slay the counselor, or die trying. I was soon overwhelmed, and some of them eventually managed to get around me and reach the council's bedchamber. The moment I heard them breach the door, all strength left me. I fell to my knees. I can live no poor excuse of a bodyguard. And I have failed you. I knew who the author of the foul scheme was. The left state counselor. Let this be my final act of loyalty ere I depart from this life. I am too meager of a person to carry a well, counselor. What I can do is plant the seeds and turn the hearts of the unjust, if only to unshadow the blackest hearts from committing greater misdeeds. I shall go before the villain who contrived this betrayal and see that the favors are paid with steel. Only by such vengeance shall the counselor at his last close his eyes in his grave. Or so I have thought. What? Greetings, Honor Bodyguard, the right counselor. Has he been hard at work? Cursed parasite! I'll fill you alive and reveal the wretched soul underneath. Some gall you have to show your face here. Oh? Here? You mean the home of the Honorable Right State Council who toils day and night in the service of the World Court? I know that the assassins were sent by the Left State Councilor. Get out of my way. I shall collect your head once my task here is over. Alas, alas, the unsullied display of anger shames us all. Are all those who live by the sword as uncouth as you? Cruelty for damning words is the oppression upon deceit decent men like myself. See how long you can heed me, soldiers. Arrest that mad butcher. What? What? The accused shall heed his crimes. 1 moon ago, an anonymous letter, going to take my life for the revered and right state counselor, arrived at the royal court. This is audacious, contemptuous effrontery is affront to not only the royal court, but to the heavens and men alike. Contumelious. The revered left state counselor who has long been in disagreement with the right state council on matters of the state found this offense to be so heinous that he has personally commanded his men to protect his political enemy on the day of the letter. Huh? Yet a tragedy is struck. All those lives sent to protect the noble council are slain. The brave injustice of their honorable hearts trampled upon by the ground of by this villain. And now the villain promises death to yet another pillar of the royal court. Thus we, perforce, to arrest this criminal and restore the rule of law. You spout senseless drivel. I saw your men make their way into the council's bedchamber with their blades drawn. Counselor? Might you be looking for the right state council here, alive and well? My lord? The Valrich leaned down next to my ear and whispered, "Perhaps you should have known where not to stick your nose. Did you really think you could overcome the entire private army in the left state council's service? He sent so many of his men to their deaths. He's to lure me into a trap? Why? Now, don't take this as a compliment, as you're not even the apex blade of the homeland. Nor are you the Ungyon. But you have been a rather egregious obstacle to the execution of my plans. Couldn't get through with the first thing on my plan, with you constantly getting in my way. Let's keep you nicely locked up and out of trouble. This can't be. For what it's worth, young man, I'm sorry. I come to realize the error of my ways. The truth is, the last corp is indeed upon the turbid water. It's like those of us who had stirred the dirt from its bed and turned it cloudy. Fearing the worst, we have arrived to protect the revered right state counselor. 1,000 curses upon the villain. In his quest for the right state counselor's life, the butcher's man has already watered the ground with escorts laborers. The very lifeblood that runs in the veins of the most serene wing. That charcoal-hearted villain is none other than the Council's sworn guard, Kim Lib. Han. Heed us, O villain. Han, obey! And let the Aura bonds take you. You've fallen far, my friend. You who were once considered a candidate to Yana Ungyam. And with the brand of Nobi sapping his strength. If he master you with a blade only dull. Ready to be my executioner, going up. I hadn't received the orders to behead you, if that's what you're asking. Nor would it be befit of someone at my station to still lay my hands with an executioner's duty. How will you live on now? I don't know. The council has abandoned me. There's no path forward. Argo Industries is more corrupt than I thought. Run to the core. This is where the game ends. Time to resign my stone. Indeed it is. Why are you freeing me? Once a game has been lost, you start anew, and test other gambits in the next round. Why don't you stop playing this unfair game where the opponent always starts a stone placed on all 9 star points on the board, and find a place where you can begin anew in equal standing? As soon as they realize it was you who freed me, they'll come after you. It's okay. Like someone who made a fool of himself and fled after passing the royal examinations. I have the royal court's backing as his military commissioner. My position in this court isn't so fickle as they would cast me down right away just because they let go of someone like you. You're a branded criminal. In the eyes of the royal court, you're as good as inconsequential. I'll report that even if you were to flee, you would still be nothing more than a plaything in the palm of their hands. I didn't think you were the kind to go against your honorable principles. Some things can't be done without bending a rule or two. You are needed. Escort's future is in need of those who are less bound by expectations, like yourself. Besides, it's not the rules I stand by. It's my own principles. I did say I owe you a token of gratitude, didn't I? Consider this a settlement of that. Gratitude and vengeance, after all, share a common quality. They are both debts to be repaid. Kyungya, come with me. There's no hope but for Escort. You said it yourself, didn't you? We'll never win as long as we're playing the rigged game. Listen, I might have 9-stone advantage over you, but to me, the smallest 3. Oh, the film noise. Yeah, that could be a bit of a jarring contrast. I managed to keep my finger on the pulse. Besides, change doesn't always have to come from the outside. The old wisdom says to catch a tiger, you must enter his den. But wouldn't it help to have an ally waiting in the tiger's den to back you up when the time comes? There, all done. The bonds are severed. Go now. Go. You build your strength beyond the walls of Escort. But beware of relying overmuch on foreign powers. I don't have it in me to take up such a grand purpose. I'm done with Escort. You know how I am. Just go with the flow. Yes, do as you will. Go with the flow. Be whatever you want to be. But I'm just hoping that the currents of the river will only someday bring you back to Escort. That's all. Now I left the rigged game. My records afterward weren't stellar. The laying of the stones on my board was always full of holes and mistakes. I joined the Bloody lineage, became their mentor, dragged them into the library, until eventually I cut down those who had placed their faith in me. Self-defeating move out of self-defeating move. When Gyeongyup had let me go, I thought I'd escape the tiger's maw. But as I let the game progress with the flow, I soon came to the realization that my life was on an endless sequence of connect and dies. I was in losing play from the start. Shadows dancing by the distant humanoid form begin to grow like wildfire. And those in the entire of the blade lineage one after another leapt over the wall to approach us. Like the projections of Kim's darkening fathoms. From his memories. Films and photographs can sometimes remain undarkened, but the impressions a person gets from viewing the photograph is malleable. And they must be after. Yeah. Kim believes that if the Blade lineage were to come back to life, they would want to kill him. And I guess that's payback after dragging him into the library.
혈액발을 맛있게 먹었나 보군요. 주지가 서려 있는 모습이 흡족합니다.
저건 화가 난 거야.
네? 그게 정말입니까?
뭐 혈액과는 맛없으니까.
This button right here that the chat doesn't show up as the chat box background. Wait, on my stream, right? Well, I guess just mostly for like legibility's sake. Because I know that it might be hard to read if it just kind of blends into the stream.
목숨을 거두려 했다면 머리를 베었어야지.
죄를 새겨주겠어.
귀와 요격, 한수. 정말 떨굴 수밖에.
God.
너무 세게 맞은 건 아닙니까?
시원하지? 어디서 스트레스가 저 멀리 나라는 소리 안 들리나요?
혈이 낭자오.
원치 않게 받은 선물도 도움이 될 때가 있지. 엄마와 같은 색으로 갈아 끼웠지. 내 의안처럼.
Yeah, let's get these. How's it going?
다시 안 합니다.
떨굴
I'm
수밖에.
playing some Final Fantasy 7
공격이었어.
Rebirth.
말만한 걸.
How's that game been faring yet so far?
모자를 쓰고 있는 혈기에겐 방망이 대신 풍선탄이 정답이야.
Also top of the morning to you too.
지금처럼 엄마와 함께 이곳저곳을 다니며 많은 기억을 쌓아줘. 언젠가 그 중에서 가장 멋진 곳에 나를 데려갈 수 있게.
Good. We got a lot of gore today too. Oh, I guess a lot of side quests had to be done and so on. Yeah, I'm gonna take it. I'm definitely taking it. I'm definitely taking a day off today for sure. I don't innately have Juneteenth off, so that's PTO. What's all me? Oh, okay. I guess that also kind of makes sense too, in order to just like do some of the side quests, especially the very long or tedious ones. I mean, there are like some RPGs that you do have to kind of like take that. Though I guess if the side quests are like very fun to do or very fun for everybody else to like watch, maybe kind of like how Yakuza has like those side quests that you just can't really take your eyes off for a moment. You won't do that. But if it's just like very long fetch quests and stuff like that, then that's definitely grounds for just keeping that separate.
선배분들이 잘 가르쳐 주신 덕이죠.
그대, 이 검이 필요하오.
쟤네 독이라도 먹은 것처럼 기운이 솟잖아.
발고, 차단.
격자.
Almost.
지금 완전 삼촌들이랑 고모대 같았어. 에리도 오페레 타노미 노 우마이 데스.
소리와 호흡을 멈추고
완벽한 한방. 시원한걸?
어릴 땐 몰랐어. 왜 엄마가 삼촌들이랑 말도 못 섞게 했는지. 그 외부 강사들 손가락 안에서도 내로라 하는 실력자들이었을 거야. 너희가 보여준
내 뒤로.
더 대단한 기술을 매번 엄마에게 가르쳐줬거든.
there's
일찍
more.
끝나겠군. 이런 걸
죄를
간추려
새겨주겠어.
예수. 끝을 알 수 없던 엄마가 선택한 최선의 방법이었을지 기와역이 알려졌다.
너무 세게 맞은 건
전
아니.
집에서의 생활, 내가 겪어야 했을 시간,
스트레스가 정말 나랑 안 나요.
짧게 끊어내고 싶었을 텐데.
위험 요소 제거.
敵は深手を負っています。
And last but not least, die.
그런다. 사월을
기와역이 떨고 삭포잡이라.
지금처럼
예상한 것보다 움직임이
엄마와
더
함께
좋구나.
이곳저곳을 다니며 많은 기억을 쌓아줘. 언젠가 그 중에서 가장 멋진 곳에 나를 데려갈 수 있게.
And last,
그대 이 검이 필요하오.
like a prey backed against a cliff's edge, I'm bereft of paths. My hand hesitates with no room to place a stone. Misjudgments burgeon when contemplations harrow the mind indeed. All that remains is to neutralize that one enemy combatant in the yard. Tell me, who's waiting for us in there? You should know, this place and its enemies are projections of your memories. Now the hardest gets to make, is it? I expect to find Im Gyung-yup in there. Gyung-yup was a woman of loyalty and principles. Even as a military commissioner, she never stopped wanting to change the way the World Court was. Even she must have broken in the end. I scoured the newspapers and TVs for anything I could find on the current state of S-Corp, but it was plain as day that nothing had changed since my departure. Mentor, is that but a basic speculation? Your concerns grow uncontrollably. Never have you spoken to us about such a monstrous one in the past. So what lies before you is but a figment of the distortion reflecting upon your memories. Did this Im Gyung-yup appear as that monster does, Mentor? No. Gyung-yup wasn't like that. Gyung-yup still believe that sub-popular Orga Industries deserves to die. But destruction is not the point. I want it to be the place where I can cut away the avaricious corrupted, and that would be a wing that cares about its common folk. If I didn't know better, I would have thought you were seeking to supplant the current S-Corp. You know, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm just a wanderer, flowing down the river's flow where the current takes him. When the river bent and I hit a wall, someone picked me up and made a blade out of me. Once the banner returned to the flow, and found myself a mentor to those who afforded me the undeserved faith. The river continues to wind, carrying me back to S-Corp. Once I fled, so I let the blade sing in my inner thoughts. I think I'm satisfied with the way S-Corp is. But your method as it is now goes against the principles. As I expected from someone of your wilds. You enjoyed those principles so much, then why ask me to leave the game? Because someone has to stay behind and try to bring change within its limits of their principles. I only hope that one of those bends in the river of yours would float you back to the knock on the gates of S-Corp once it was primed for change. Has it changed? What do you think? You at least think that I have. Because you believe that I shall stand in your path. Stand in my path and stem the flow from this river evermore. Very well. The law states that now the will of the world court is a crime deserving of death by beheading. I Im Gyeong Yup, second ordinance of the South PPL Argo Industries, officials of the sword. The military commissioner of the royal court shall uphold the command and sever the buds of rebellion before they propagate. Now, it's gonna be one hell of a fight for sure.
뛰어난 병사라도 적재적소에 쓰지 않는 무위무능한 법. 우선 전황부터 살피지.
형국 정도는 읽었다. 나머지는 칼을 휘두를 일 아닌가.
한번 쳐주게!
Full on direct fight.
그 삶의 마침표를!
저건 물병 아니야? 어린이 친구? 물병은 어트랙션 내 발이
Bang, bang, bang. Oh, that's a shit ton of bleed.
状態に何か変化が。
No, this is normal. Haven't done a fractal yet, or probably gonna be some time if I ever do a fractal at some point.
시연합니다.
Though considering my track record with fractal, I haven't really made it that far into anything else. Oh, nice.
뛰어난 병사라도 적재적소에 쓰지 않는 무위무능한 법.
That's right, man.
우선
Scabbard.
전황부터 살피지.
형국 정도는 읽었다. 나머지는 칼을 휘두를 일 아닌가.
His sanctions can be cleft. Some clash ball. Let's see. Passive.
내 뒤로.
여기 함수 정리해놔.
깨달음을 얻으셨군.
모자를 쓰고 있는 할기에겐 방망이 대신 풍선
눈부시지
정답이에요.
않고 두려워하지 마.
Now it begins.
야.
敵が来ます。皆さん、戦闘の準備を。
Alright, that was a tiger. Is there paralysis? No. Everything's on the up and up.
발고 차단. 뒤와 요격. 균형 상수. 상전. 장민화.
완벽한 한방. 시원한걸?
Get a minus scabbard at 40.
숨을 거두리라.
엄마는 무기라면 뭐든 잘 다뤘어. 그중 제일 뛰어난 게 검이었고.
소리와 호흡을 멈추고
効果的な攻撃でした。
Don't go for Slash Fragility 2.
요료슈쿠! 엄마가 만반잘구는 싫다고 해서 내가 만들어준 인사말이야. 요슈니까 요료슈쿠!
Oh, I see what this is now. Well, you've already done enough damage anyway, so it's just a bit of a seesaw moment. Well, let's see what happens and go from there.
어? 자신만만하게 달려가더니 금자감이었던 거야?
별을 잊지 못함이 속을 다
실진이 지메셔確認救対処お願いします
그 몸까지 발진난을 떠.
옳다.
이거 이미 끝났네. 어린이
Yeah, and now I got the idea.
고작 이런 걸로 길이 끊어졌다고 생각하니?
Now I got the idea.
아니, 너희의 흐름은
In a way, it's like treating it like a reverse scale.
너희가 생각한 것보다 더 질길 거란다. 등롱을 밝혀 앞길을 열어라.
Right, bear stance.
戦闘の準備を
Yeah, bear hunt unless we want to make sure we get her down. At tiger hunt, we gotta get her up.
새겨주겠소.
목이 비었잖아. 깨달음을 얻으셨군.
모자를 쓰는 향기에겐 방망이 풍선칼이 정답이야.
Alright, now get this up.
것이지 않고 두려워하지.
미리 경사를 살피고 있었죠.
오, 기운이 솟는다, 단테. 가서 빨리 때려 눕히자고.
Just keep bringing it down.
발권, 차단.
Now to make it fragile.
거기까지.
効果的な攻撃でした。 엄마는 무기라면 뭐든 잘 다뤘어. 그중 제일 뛰어난 게 경력.
마침표를.
Bring it up.
タンタさんの作戦、とても効果的でした。敵が来ます。皆さん、戦闘の準備を。
She's still in bear hunt. Yeah, so I gotta keep her down.
시연합니다.
Yeah, just keep adding to the scaffold, babies. Just keep adding to it.
뛰어난 병사라도 적재적소에 쓰지 않으면 무위무능한 법. 우선 전황부터 살피지.
형국 정도는 읽었다. 나머지는 칼을 휘두를 일 아닌가.
I just need to up it. I should know that might be a bad idea.
된다면 사활을 건
귀와 요격 함수 정리와
조금
귀와 요격
어린이
균형 삼수 정리와
완벽한 한방 시원한 걸.
Oh shit. Oh yeah, we can let that rip now. Synchronize.
옳다.
Let's keep reminding ourselves. Yeah, so we just need to up it. But make sure not to be too high.
타겟 포착 1시 방향.
달빛이 밝다. 그 문까지 갈지 너를 더.
자세에 틀림은 없군.
Oh, that's not good.
약봉건 소리와 호흡을 멈추고
피곤하면 어디 액션을 계속하지 않아도 돼. 나가는 길은 옆에 있는 친절한 혈기에게 물어보세요.
이 검은, 이 명예는, 이 영광은 이빨이지 않을 뿐.
Get my health back.
단테 고생해.
This time we don't really need to mess around with that. Actually, I know where to target. Yeah, there we go. Give the crit. There we go.
나무와 함께 베어 넘겨드리죠.
금방 끝내고 버스로 돌아갈 수 있겠다. 그치?
전문 쳐주기야!
판도는 유리하나 교만하면 뒤집어지는 법.
그래서
Right
어쩌라는
on
거지?
their stance.
경계. 그걸 꼭 말로 해야 하나?
So where is undo pointing?
죄를 새겨주겠어.
Deliberate.
달빛이 밝다. 금은까지 발진난을 덮.
Perfect.
유효하군.
읽어줄까?
And decimate.
소리와 호흡을 멈추고
She's not as powerful as I recall, yet weighed down by a brand. We're not so far behind or ahead. I don't know. I think you're doing pretty well. Really, they appear evenly matched yet. It's one that Sully's trying to get himself killed. That blade was far beneath him. Seeing the end here, is he? Can you afford to look away in a duel? What are you doing? You rather like a sword than mine than parry it away? Can't have a proper sword for that blade lock though, huh? The duel between the mentor of a syndicate and the military commissioner of Escorp is neck to neck. Clash after clash. Two warriors eventually lock their blades in the contest of might before it comes to a close in the final fatal bout. When the dust settles, the mentor lies in the sand, dead. If that's what you want, I will grant it. Good. Let's finish this. As Bambada, Kim, and Young Eve ready for their final bout, Mengdu leaped in between them. Mengdu? Are you really so ashamed that you would choose death over life, Mentor? Are you so scared to live that you would rather die? Yes, I am. I am scared. I'm terrified of my own audacity to live my days as though I hadn't failed anything, and yet everyone who had the misfortune of placing their faith in me, my mission, my honor, my fellows, saw my path as haunted by ghosts. So I can stand shamelessly before the watching eyes of the heavens. What have I even done with the life that was given to me? Blind to the realities of my homeland, I saw a master who chose politics over loyalty and justice. I could have done my very fellows who chose to trust a fool like me. I walked my entire life as the flow carried me. And when I finally had the mind to look back, all I saw, blood-red traces everywhere I had gone. It's about time I admitted that this game cannot be won. That Mentor, the weakness is your strength has failed your mission. The weakness in your strength has failed your mission. The weakness in your position has failed your honor. And the weakness in your heart has become the fiendish blade that cut down your fellows. I do. I thought you were here to keep on talking me to keep on living. Your words pain me so. Now remember when she said that she was keeping note of what kind of sharp words that she wanted to keep? This is pretty much the reason. It's pretty much the culmination of that. What weakness of yours is it? What weakness of yours is it this time? They would cast away your own creed in life. What other weakness will you use as an excuse today? Stop trying to bear responsibilities not asked of you. The Blade lineage was never about responsibility, nor was it about you, Mentor. Nor does your overbearing guilt help you overestimate your importance. What was this thing again? Fellow travelers in the same boat aid one another. Not a single soul demanded that of you. Talking about kicking a man while he's down. And I have had enough of that flippant larking of yours. We all have. You truly believe that not a single one of us had picked up on the fact that all your levity was a means of relieving yourself of the burden they had cast upon your shoulders? None of us ever demanded some impossible feat from you. What was it that you always said to describe yourself? That you are but a butchering blade that wields not itself, a tool wielded by willing hands? Why, Mentor? I know not what kind of shame or responsibility a mere tool has, do you? Because I fail to see any. If the shame does not subside still, then shroud your face with that bamboo hat of yours and live on. Live on so that may repay your debts. Out of blades, out of arrows. Even the hearts that saw death lies defeated at your feet. There is no stone left for my next gambit. There is nothing more. Indeed. Perhaps there was some merit in your words. Wait, I heard that bell. Good God, man, don't do it. I must retreat from this silly game of stones and become a fiend of blades. Mentor? That is not what I said. Interesting. Once do you hear that poem? Yes, when inverted, the bamboo is like an unladen ship. The bamboo had like an unladen ship. Mengdu and Imgyo and Yebu were knocked away from bamboo had Kim as it bounced off by an invisible force. Kim raised his gaze to meet the empty air as though someone were there. The hollow laughter escaping his lips. We know who he's talking to. It's the voice. But your last move was not a good one. Indeed, I did wish to become a blade. What did you do? Forge me into an indiscriminate one that cleaves blind to friend and foe. It seems that in your excitement, you have cornered yourself with that last move. Well, as it seems that I have an opportunity to retrace our past moves. Allow me to try something different this time. Be not so vexed by this round. As you say, you never know what the next game shall bring. I appreciate and will treasure the other bits of your advice. But let us play by my rules for tonight's game. Something's different this time, isn't it? And distorting. I think that's enough fluorescence, perhaps. Nothing's for certain indeed. Yet I trust that the words of my last remaining follower have also reached your ears, I'm but a tool wielded by willing hands. Nothing in my life has ever been certain. I know not whether this move is what cements my defeat, but I desire to be a victorious stone nonetheless. Thank you. I'll take whatever encouragement I can. The strange invisible pressure dissipates. The armored woman Imgyeon Yup readjusts her grip on the sword. Kim turned around to look at her. I saw a weighty shadow seem to have been lifted from his face, replaced by a mix of relief and determination. It's been embarrassing to change my stance now, but now I fight to live. And I suppose you'll be okay with that. Of course. To hide from the heavens' gaze this hat I wore. An empty boat bore my friends along. And bamboo veil, we drift from shore to shore. With wine I don my hat to watch wounds throng. In mirth I doff that shrug to moon adore. So this bamboo hat to veil my brow. The winds and rain may rage, I shall not throw. He to me, bamboo-headed one, speak your name before I find your outfit dubious of character. I am he who has mentored the lineage of blades to its premature end. I am he who has sought to bring salvation to the downtrodden, to no avail. What to call a man who has failed to disburden himself with the world? How to name a man who has failed to bear the weight of the world? There is none. So call me Bamboo-Hatted Kim. Bamboo-Hatted Kim, a treasonous wretch.
지금처럼 엄마와 함께 이곳저곳을 다니며
Photographs directly fold away from reality. Perhaps because Kim has successfully managed to face his own past. Hey, don't say shut up to little boo-boo. And the photographs and memories that were overlaid upon the fathoms were pulled away. What remains is a man in dirty, ragged clothing. The fathoms of escort slowly lose grip on this world, and soon reveals the fathoms of the distortion that was hidden beneath it. I see residents of the backstreets and the blissful highs from taking the can experiences. A man who is watching them with disapproval. Why? Why is everything running away from all this? A baker, always surrounded by the smell of freshly baked bread. A forest who makes lovely bouquets for graduating youngsters. A photographer who captures beautiful sights to remember. They're our lives, experiences. His voice implies dating your mother. I mean, that's every time that Sinclair kind of decodes exactly what she's saying. Mariah's always just gonna jump in and just butt him in the ribs. You want to be a billionaire with an extravagant mansion and a nest, but a fix who can make the syndicates cower in fear just by going on a stroll. You're given those cans is not real. Everything in your lives, all of this, just empty means to an end. So you can get high on fake purchase experiences nailed into a can. That's all your life is. My life. And the photographs have taken her all. No, can't be. My life. With experience and memories of photographed art. Different. While blind consuming fake experience of the fake experience, they care about the real thing. That's where you're all floundering about, grasping illusions. So let me show you the things I've shot. The memories, experiences, the reality of your lives. It was only in passing, but I glimpsed an unmistakable grimace on Scal Marceau's face. I reflected upon the events of the day and could at least begin to guess as to what it might be. You don't believe there's any experience in either the can experience of that guy's photographs, do you, Marceau? It's because experiences and memories aren't the same thing. What really distinguishes them, I wasn't sure. Correct, manager. What I knew was that the distinction was, for whatever reason, important to Marceau. Huh? The figure materialized into humanoid form, swelling out of the projector. It must be distortions. Next to him is another figure stumbling out in a giant suit of armor. I mean, that thing's still alive? It's been an overlay of the fathoms created within the distorted space. The concept of life and death has little meaning for such a thing. Yet faint does she grow. Must the distortion's power is waning. Hark, accused one, for these are your crimes. The crime of fomenting a chaos in a foreign wing while impersonating Chuonkun Salpipio Agro-Industries. The crime of exploiting the suffering of Salpipio Agro-Industries downtrodden as a mere veil as one owns fathoms. And they'll be part of a reenactment, impersonating a military commissioner of the kingdom without royal decree. Pursuant to the law of the homeland, the accused is to be sentenced by death or beheading. And before he had a chance to step in or anything, a faint mirage-like warrior brought down his sword on the docugrapher's neck, decapitating him. Oh. Can an entity of the fathoms slay one outside it? Such an instance has heretofore never been observed, but as it is happening right now, right before our very eyes, I can only say yes. Young Yup is a woman of principle. She would have done the same to the bitter end had she truly been there. As the hellish body of the inflection point crumbles to the floor, Young Yup's shape slowly fades out of reality. That must suck. So even if it was not your intention to distort, any byproduct of that would just kind of come back to bite you in the ass. That's a painful lesson. And found ourselves back into the projection room. And there? No way. Don't tell me the hell of corpses. Found a large group of injured and corpse staff thrown in pell-mell about the room. And Ezra was looking down at the hellish body of the docugrapher.
돌아오고 있어요. 뒤틀림에서 다시 사람의 형상으로.
And I'm unfortunate
탈수의
outcome.
방식으로는 절대 도달하지 못했을 결과일 테죠. 이젠 좀 알 것 같네요.
Yep, right on. Gotcha, team leader. And that's the initial report done. Good work, guys. Tucking your way back in as it commanded us in a relieved voice. The distortion that perished in the mission. Did that not cause trouble? Yeah, that kinda sucks, but it's not like you guys could help it. I thought that the distortion would kill its own inflection point. If we knew that in advance, we would have prepared something to stop it, but, nah. Well, that's for the LCD and team leader to investigate. All in all, this mission was still a success since we managed to eradicate the distortion from Encore. Not to mention satisfying our client. Also, as I looked toward Engdu and Kim with a lighthearted shrug, clearly less concerned than she had been earlier. Now I know. Now I finally know why you've been disappearing on your own without letting us know. Well, you don't seem to have any more reason to, though, so it's all good. Hey, that's the real win of this mission in my book. The point is, we did it. We did the thing, it's done. We did the thing, it's done. Gosh, I swear I'm never doing one of these without the team leader ever again. Because I got this close to losing it a few more times. Yeah, because she could also have her cycleman just kind of come up out of nowhere. It seemed that the responsibility of looking after the LCD juniors had kept us stressed and high-strung throughout the entire mission. I had noticed it, but it brought a final relax, bringing back the chipper Ezra I was more familiar with. Now, as I shall not abide by more of your indolence, you will join us in missions and tasks as you're expected to. The understood, mentor. Would you mind releasing the hems of my sleeve? No, but I wouldn't give to lie down and pass out right about now. The raw emotion in Kim's voice had likewise faded. With Engdu's voice no longer barbed as it had been in fathoms, it seemed that the two were back to more relaxed selves than I knew. I can't say more relaxed with Kim though, because that's how he's always been, at least from what I've seen. In any case, it's fine. You're released. Give me a good, hard shake. I'll feel so good. Hey, Engdu. I'm afraid they might have gone overboard with upgrading your arm. With your hem released, allow me to reiterate that. Stop. I find peace as well as I watch them bicker. Is everyone doing okay? Yes, exactly, Manager. Therefore, it's only 7 minor injuries that do not require you to go through the trouble of rewinding the clock. Hang on, mate. I got a dislocated shoulder. I can pop that right back into place for you. Allow me. I taken care of similar injuries in the field. Yeah, guess what happened the last time I let you do that? Rotate my bloody arm the wrong way and turn my butt. I guess she's not one for... Oh, she means to harm. Don't sweat it. I can rewind that. And I've already grown used to the pain of rewinding a sinner's injuries. Dislocated shouldn't be too much of a big deal. I've ought to ask the clarification of that will. Yeah? Dost thou recall as we battled Encorp's frame team? The foes have taken photographs of us. And there are those who are sent to identify and capture those who have violated taboo, forsooth. As you still in the path, it is no mystery that we have come to blows, yet I find it most perplexing. Wherefore do they take so many photographs of us? Maybe they're be taking photographs to report their locations? Recording footage is taboo in N-Corp, meaning they can't install security cameras here. And the only option for keeping a consistent record when tracking down a case or a person is by photographs. That word's hold water, yet most puzzling forsooth. I recall with clarity that from a certain point they had begun photographing us with renewed obsession. Oh, hey, that sounds like a question for Marcel. Given how often I had to rely on the information Marcel had provided me in this mission, I got enough practice on how to phrase my questions the right way and pull the right answers I need from him. I can get him to tell us his own judgments on matters, but since he seems to have a near photographic memory of what he's seen. Marcel, do you remember how many pictures of the N-Corp staff took? I do. 56 times. That's a lot of pictures. Actually, remember the exact number of the times they shot us? I do. It's always so neat seeing his memory in action. So did you get a chance to see which one of us got the most photographs taken? I did. Ooh, who is it? Who is it? Me? I mean, a fine model, I do say so. Oh, you definitely do, baby. You definitely do. You definitely do. No, it wasn't you. It was me. Huh? But why? I mean, what's the most statistically likely reason that it was you? It was the moment that I heard the sound of pebbles crunching in the boots approaching us, louder and louder. What the heck? N-Corp. God dang it, you're here and because it beat us on you guys? Well, listen, we had it because of the distortion, see? As she says, the skirmish was an unfortunate consequence of battling the distortion phenomenon. Limbus Company provided customer damage compensation program, and in case we have that? Instead of engaging us in battle, please elect to contact the emergency response team at our headquarters as you first. Yes, we fully understand the circumstances surrounding the battle. We intend to submit an expeditious request for damage compensation as you have recommended. We're here on different business, so if you'd like to be so kind to us, if you'd be so kind to let us speak. Different business? They're here to arrest me, manager. Hold on, Marcel. Let's hear them out. Wait, what? Marcel did not resist. What passes in between the N-Corp employees? Please confirm that you're Marcel, formerly one who nails, and a former member of the maintenance and management team of the Grand Magasin Sisyphe headquarters. Formerly one who nails. So I have a good feeling we're going to be meeting Father Cromer for sure. Confirmed. By the decree of the Giants, they have been expelled from N-Corp, with imprisonment as a penalty for non-compliance pursuant to Article 12 of the eviction regulations. You have also been informed that remaining in N-Corp's district for more than 6 hours may be subjected to immediate arrest. Please confirm that your memory pertaining to the above incidents has not been expunged and you are of sound mind to recall it in entirety. Confirmed. Very well then. In keeping with the regulations, I hereby notify that you are now subject to arrest and transport. Place your hands behind your back and please offer no resistance. I am required to inform you that resistance may incur further penalties. Oh, wait, stop. What the hell's going on? Wait, forget all that. Did she know this would happen, Marcel? Marcel was still calmly with his arms behind his back as the N-Corp employees handcuffed him, nodded placidly in my direction. I did, manager. Then why the heck didn't you warn? It was less a question and more a reflex. But I didn't need to hear his reply to know why. Right. I never asked, did I? You did not. I'd say you should have warned us way earlier, but you just apply. I'll follow those instructions going forward, right? Yes, I would. Subject now in custody. From this moment onward, you're considered a suspect and will be transported to N-Corp headquarters for your trial. As for the rest of you, which would be the organization of the suspect a part of, organize your R's. What in the bloody hell do you think you're... Heathcliff, you're about to antagonize N-Corp, a wing. In the absence of reasonability, reasonably justifiable cause, such as a contract, engaging in battle with city's corporate entities is strongly discouraged. Yeah? We were just supposed to twiddle our thumbs as he dragged him away? This must be another piece of information they neglected to tell me. Another development that was set in stone. It's a very calm and collected explanation. I could tell that was not part of a pleasant situation for Faust either. Just sending an uncomfortable glance at Incorp's employees. So, where are you taking him? A retrial will be scheduled for the execution of the exile sentence. They applied dispassion as it took Marcel into custody. I looked back at them, not knowing what to do or say. The late afternoon sun pricked at us at 1,000 hot needles. Marcel, now in handcuffs, gazed at us with an expression that would not have seemed out of place on any ordinary day. Now it's a question of the crime that he committed. Is it a murder? Just like in a book? Or it'll be something a little bit more in tune with Project Moon's universe. Either way, we'll only find out probably in the heat of the summer. But for now, thank you everybody for stopping on by. Having a wonderful time watching, looking at all that good stuff, and I'll catch you guys, gals and pals, next time. Peace, and happy Juneteenth.